Donald Trump walked into a talk show, but by the end, it was the host who was on the hot seat. The email arrived with a straightforward subject line: invitation to the Diane Cole show. Trump skimmed it, unimpressed. He got these daily requests from late-night hosts, cable news panels, political pundits. Most he ignored, but Diane Cole was different. Her show dominated prime time, known for its sharp interviews, viral moments, and Cole's knack for dismantling guests with a smile. Trump's team had flagged it: high risk, higher reward. She'll come hard, but the audience is massive. Trump smirked. He'd never shied from a fight. Book it, he said. The studio buzzed as Trump strode in, his red tie sharp against a navy suit. The green room felt sterile, a flat screen looping Cole's greatest hits, senators squirming, CEOs backtracking, activists clashing. A clip played of Cole grilling a tech mogul over layoffs. "You call yourself a disruptor. I call it greed," she'd said, her grin lethal. Trump eyed the screen. Typical. A stagehand knocked. 5 minutes, Mr. President. The set was all gloss and glare, a semicircular desk, twin chairs, cameras orbiting like hawks. Cole sat already, shuffling cue cards. She stood as Trump approached, her handshake firm. "Mr. Trump, let's make some noise tonight." The audience erupted as lights dimmed. Cole faced the camera, her voice slick. "Ladies and gentlemen, a man who needs no introduction, 45th President, business titan, and the definition of breaking the internet, Donald Trump." Cole leaned in, elbows on the desk. "Let's cut through the fluff. You've been called a savior, a con man, a patriot, a dictator. Which is it?" Trump chuckled. "History's writing that chapter. Ask Hillary." The crowd laughed uneasily. Cole's smile tightened. "Let's talk about January 6th. You called it legitimate political discourse. Critics say you incited a riot. How do you sleep at night?" Trump's gaze didn't waver. "You ever read the First Amendment, Diane? I spoke peacefully. The real riot's what they've done to this country since I left office." The audience murmured. Cole pressed. "But people died. Your supporters stormed the Capitol. Don't you bear any responsibility?" Trump leaned back. "You know who's responsible? The party that rigged elections, the media that lied about it, and the prosecutors wasting millions on witch hunts instead of fixing borders or inflation." Cole shifted tactics. "Speaking of witch hunts, 91 felony charges. Fraud, classified documents, election interference. Are you above the law?" Trump smirked. "Funny you mention law. How many of your network's XX are donating to the Biden campaign? How many ads here tonight are paid for by Big Pharma? The same folks funding the politicians suing me." Cole blinked. "Deflecting won't work, Mr. Trump." "Deflecting?" Trump raised a brow. "Your network's a puppet for the left. You smear me daily but won't ask why gas prices doubled or why cities are overrun with crime. Who's really avoiding accountability?" The room fell silent. A few clapped. Cole gripped her cards. "Let's discuss your businesses. The Trump Organization fined millions for tax fraud. You settled a $25 million lawsuit for Trump University. When do victims get justice?" Trump's tone hardened. "Every company gets sued. But when I win, they call it fraud. When I lose, they call it proof I'm corrupt. Ever notice that?" He turned to the crowd. "Meanwhile, the Bidens pocket millions from China, Ukraine. Where's their trial?" The audience erupted. Cheers, boos, a wave of noise. Cole raised her voice. "This isn't about Biden. It's always about Biden." Trump shot back. "You'd rather talk about my tweets than his failures. Why?" "Because your ratings tank when people realize how bad he's screwed this country." Cole's composure frayed. "You're dodging again. People say you're a narcissist, a liar." "People?" Trump interrupted. "You mean the anonymous sources your network quotes? The ones who swore Russia collusion was real, until it wasn't." The crowd stirred. Cole's producer signaled frantically off camera. Trump pressed. "You want to talk narcissism? I rebuilt DC's decayed hotels, created jobs, stood up to China. You've built a career on gotcha questions and fake outrage. Who's really full of themselves?" A man in the audience stood, clapping. Others joined. Cole forced a laugh. "Folks, we're witnessing a masterclass in deflection." Trump shrugged. "Or the truth. Ever think your viewers are tired of being lied to? By the time Trump left the stage, clips were already trending. Truth bombs. Trump obliterates media hypocrisy. Cole crumbles as Trump flips the script. Backstage, Cole hurled her earpiece. He didn't answer a single damn question. Her producer scrolled Twitter, grimacing. Doesn't matter. The base is fired up. Independents are sharing this everywhere. Meanwhile, Trump's motorcade idled. His aide grinned. Sir, your Truth Social stats just doubled. Trump smirked. They never learn. People see through the act. The fallout was instant. Pundits called Trump a demagogue, a genius, a menace. But the real damage was subtler. Viewers questioning why Cole fixated on Trump's tweets over inflation, why she'd never grilled Biden about Hunter's laptop, why every network suddenly seemed scripted. At the network's emergency meeting, XX debated damage control. We look biased, one admitted, like we're part of the machine he's railing against. Cole scoffed. Is a carnival barker. This'll blow over. But it didn't. Because once people notice the strings, the puppet show never looks the same. What do you think? Another circus act? Or the moment America stopped trusting the script? Like, comment, subscribe. The show's just getting started.